So today we're focusing on perimeter, but before we go there, let's talk about area. What is area? Tasia, what's area?
Area is rectangles and boxes.
It is not rectangles and boxes. Nope. You might want to look back at your book. What is area? Parker, what's area?
It's when you figure out the space in the shape.
You're figuring out the space. Where is the space?
Inside the shape.
Inside the shape. You're figuring out how much space is inside the shape. Could be a rectangle. Does it have to be?
No.
Think about when we did geoboards. Were all of those shapes that you made rectangles?
No.
No. Could you figure out the area?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just the inside of a shape. How much space is inside a specific shape? Lucy? What is meter? A measuring word is in perimeter, and we have that word meter. Pretty cool. We know what meters are, yes? Meters are a unit of measure. There's one other section I want to point out that might give you a clue about what perimeter is, and it's right on the inside of this word, and it says rim. Rim. We have rim, and we have meter. What do we think perimeter might be based on just breaking this word apart a little bit? What do you think, Ella? Okay, good thought. You are exactly right. Perimeter is, oh goodness. Oh Lord, we are not right today. The outside measurement. Come on. Let's try another marker, see if we can get it to go. Of a shape. So Ella gave us an example. Maybe we have a cup. The area would be what's inside that cup, the space on the inside. The perimeter would be that outer rim. Of course,
Wouldn't it be all the outlines added up?
yes. So perimeter pretty much only uses the operation of addition through counting. Because you are adding up all those outside spaces. So perimeter pretty much just uses addition or counting, right?
Also, in perimeter is curve.
Mm-hmm.
Something.
Sure. Jordana?
When you pointed out rims, I thought about it when a truck should be on the outside of the truck.
Sure.
And then I thought how a perimeter problem is kind of like that.
Yep.
7 and 6 put together is the perimeter.
Yep. Now, perimeter, even though it is the outside, it still uses squares. It still uses squares. It just uses them a little bit differently. When we are talking about a shape, let's say I have this rectangle, and I have a 4 by 2 rectangle. Go ahead and draw that in your notebook underneath our notes. I have a 4 by 2 rectangle. about tiling. Somebody remind me, what is tiling? Because we've talked about tiling, so what is that? Aiden, what's tiling?
Tiling is taking up space in the inside.
Using what?
Using squares.
Using squares. Using square tiles to fill the inside of a shape.
Normally.
What do these dimensions tell us in relationship to tiling? What are these dimensions telling us, Gabriella?
How many squares go on the top and how many squares go on the side?
Beautiful. This is telling us like how many rows or how many columns we need. Right? So here, I'm going to break it into 4 columns. Now I know a lot of you are like, well, you've been saying don't tile anymore because now we know more efficient ways. And you're exactly right, but we're not going to do area with this.
Or your perimeter.
And then we have 2 rows going across by this dimension. Okay. Now, when we did area, we had to use a special unit. Do you remember what was different when we did units in area? We had to say something special. Do you remember what it was, Lucy? Yeah, so when we did area, we had to say square units or units squared. And remember, that's because we're using the whole square. We're using 2 dimensions. When I'm using area, I'm using this whole square. And that square has a length and a width, which is why I say square unit. Perimeter does not use the whole square.
What?
Perimeter will not use my whole square.
It'll use how?
So am I going to say square units for perimeter?
No.
No, perimeter is just regular units because I'm not going to use my whole square. I'll show you what that looks like in just a second.
Units.
The perimeter is just regular units because I don't use my whole square. I'm only going to use 1 piece. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. I'll give you a few seconds to get this written down as well because I know I'm moving fast. I told you you're still going to use squares with perimeter. And we also know that perimeter is the outside. How could I arrange squares on the outside of my shape? Where would they go? Just wherever I felt like putting them down? Or do I have little cubbies already ready for a square?
Yeah. Already.
So here's a little cubby. Put a square here. Here's a little cubby. I can put a square here. How many sides of that? How many perimeter squares could I stack on one side? How many perimeter squares could I stack on my top side? Susie? 4. This dimension is still 4. Alright, well let's do the 2. Do I have any spaces to put my squares?
Yes.
Where? Where? How many squares am I going to fit over here? 2. 1 here. And 1 here. What about that corner? Anything gonna go in that corner? No, because it doesn't really touch my rectangle. Yes, it might touch corner to corner if I put a square there, but it's not really touching my rectangle. So there is nothing here. Alright, let's keep going. Can we add more perimeter squares?
Yes.
We've only done the top and the right side.
We can do the other side.
We're going to do the other side. How many is going to go on this side?
2.
One in this cubby. One in this cubby. Are we done?
No. We should do the bottom.
We need to do the bottom. How many is going to go on the bottom, Ella? 4. Am I going to put any in my corners? Nope. Now, because the squares that I'm using for perimeter only touch my rectangle on one side, we just use the term unit. If it touched on 2 sides, like when I plop a tile down in the middle, see how it's touching on at least 2 sides of my rectangle? It's actually touching on a lot of sides. I say square, meaning I use my whole square to fill up the inside. Did I use a whole square touching my shape on the outside? No, it's only touching one little part. I'm not using the whole square. So what is the perimeter of this shape? Go count all my little perimeter squares around the rim of my shape. What is the perimeter? Right? 12. See, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perimeter is 12. Does that mean the area is 12?
No.
Does that mean the area is 12? What is the area? Raise your hand and tell me. Raise your hand and tell me. Perimeter is 12. So does that mean the area is 12, Cheyenne? What's going to be my area? My area, if I count on the inside, my area is only going to be 8 square units because I used the whole square. So are area and perimeter the same thing?
No. Not even close. They're related.
They're related. They're kind of like cousins. But they're not the same thing.
No one's always.
Yeah.
Are we going to
You already are. It's in measurement down. Okay. So perimeter is essentially the distance around a shape, around the rim of a shape, using squares still. Go ahead and write that last sentence that I have down in underneath where we just did that example. You've created a 4x3 shape with your pencil. You've labeled the dimensions as though it's not a 4x3. Just like you count. Let's start it up. With one color. I don't care which color. We're going to do the area first. So out to the side, I want you to write area in that color so you know that that is your area color. Somebody remind me, what is area? Where are my squares with area? Where are my squares with area? Parker?
Inside.
They are inside the shape. Color all your inside squares in your area color. They're already formed. We just need to go in and figure them out. Now this is a little bit of a review. Could I just count what I colored?
Yeah.
Yes. What would be a more efficient way instead of counting? What else could I do? There's a mathematical equation that I could use to figure it out. what could I do that would maybe save me a little time instead of just counting every box? Natalie?
3 times 4.
How do I know that multiplication will work?
Because multiplication and area are the same.
Why?
Because an array and area are close to the same thing.
Yes, array, area. Those two things go together. We just made an array. That's what you've made. So we can use properties of multiplication because we just made a multiplication array. We just made out of boxes instead of dots. So what did you tell me was the equation? 3 times 4. What if I wrote 4 times 3? Would that be okay?
Yeah.
It's commutative. What's going to be my product? What's going to be my product? No. What's going to be my product? Damien?
12.
12 cupcake?
No, 12 squares. 12 squared units.
12 square units because I filled in using the whole square. That's a review. That's area. We are so good on area, yes?
Yes.
All right, take out your other color. That's your perimeter color. We are still using squares, but this time our squares are going to be around the outside instead of on the inside. Go ahead and write perimeter out to the side with your perimeter color. And now we need to go put our boxes in the little cubby holes where they go around the outside of my shape. So if I am perimeter, down the side, I'm going to put a box here, a box here, do that all the way around your shape. It should be clear boxes like how I'm drawing, not scribbles. This is what your shape should look like now. What do we notice about the boxes that you drew in your dimensions? What do you notice about the boxes that you drew and your dimensions of that shape? Look at where your dimensions are and look at where your boxes are. Gabriella?
The yellow ones are the perimeter ones are not colored in, but the area ones are.
That's not what I said. I asked you to look at your perimeter boxes and your dimensions. What are dimensions? It'd be helpful if we know where our dimensions are. Sam, where are our dimensions?
The squares on the side.
Nope. Where are our dimensions? Susie? Yeah, this is a dimension right here. Tells us how many. These are our dimensions. How do our perimeter boxes relate to our dimensions? Not a trick question. Brian, how do they relate?
Well, because on one side there's a 4 and you do 4 boxes.
What about this side?
It's a 3, but you just drew the same number of boxes.
My dimension matches my perimeter side length. Your dimensions equal your perimeter side length. Exactly what Brian just said. The dimension down here was 3, and you drew 3 boxes. The dimension over here is 4, and you drew 4 boxes. That dimension will tell you how many perimeter boxes go on that side. Your dimension tells you the side length. It already tells you that. Allie?
So instead of drawing a bunch of boxes, you could just cut the dimensions.
Yes. Ooh, that's really small. Sorry.
Wow.
But Natalie's totally correct. Here's my shape again. Whoops. Let's maybe put our dimensions in the right spot. Here's my shape again. And Natalie said, so wait, we don't have to do the boxes around the outside. We can just look at the dimensions. Yeah. Count up your perimeter boxes. Raise your hand when you know how many units, regular units, because we're not using the whole square, it is. Count them up. Salem, what'd you get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Perimeter is 14 units. Let's say I don't want to do all that drawing in boxes, and I know my dimensions tell me my side length. Draw the same shape again, but just in pencil. Bare bones. No squares, no boxes.
No square.
From here, I'm going to add up my dimensions. I'm going to say 3 plus 4, my thing will draw, plus my other dimension up here is a 3, plus my last dimension is a 4.
No, that's not right. 14.
So 3 plus 4 would give me
7. 14. Which that's supposed. Which right.
It is not supposed to be 12.
It's supposed to be 14. That's our area. That's supposed to be 12.
This is where every third grader will get this mixed up. Don't get these mixed up. For rim, it tells you what it's measuring. It's measuring the rim. Perimeter goes along the outside. Area is the spaces on the inside. So we did the boxes on the outside, which is exactly what it looks like if you wanted to draw it out. Do you have to draw all the boxes on the outside?
No.
No. Kind of like area. You don't have to tile it every single time. Can you?
Yeah.
Yes, she'll be there forever, but you could. You can use the side lengths and add them up to find the perimeter. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Yes, Grace, question?
Well, not that.
Look at your blue. Look at just the blue boxes. Do just the blue boxes look like an array?
No.
No. No. There's nothing on the inside. Do you do an array that looks like this?
No.
And that's your array. Nothing on the inside.
No.
No.
That's
No.
right.
So if it is not an array, can't you do multiplication?
No.
No.
So you can't. I tell you multiplication.
What?
If perimeter is related to area, then why can't you do multiplication?
I literally just said that. Somebody tell me why you can't do multiplication. Because clearly he'll listen to me. Maybe he'll listen to you. Cheyenne?
You can't do multiplication because it's not an array.
It's not an array. These dots all around the outside with nothing on the inside
It's not
is not an array. So if it is not an array,
You can't
not do
do
multiplication. Grace, what? We have Amanda is making a poster for her lost dog. The poster board is 4 feet by 3 feet. She plans to put a bright green ribbon around the edge of her poster. How much ribbon does she need to buy? after we read it, what is the next thing that we need to do? What is the next thing that we need to do? Taishir?
To get them a larger unit.
What are we using? What are we counting?
Ribbon.
We're counting ribbon. We know our unit. What do I need to do now? What do I need to do now? This is not a trick question. Mason? No. Guys, it's almost April. You should know what is the second step. Lucy? I need an answer sentence. What is going to be my answer sentence? Gabrielle, you want to give it a shot?
Yeah.
Go for it.
A man then needs to buy blank. She needs to buy blank ribbons. You can
Almost.
put. You can put Amanda bought blank.
You're missing one word.
Poster.
Show me poster.
Ribbons.
No, someone want to help her out? Amanda needs blank. McKenna? What is her unit? Feet of ribbon. We know her board is measured in feet. So our ribbon probably needs to be measured in feet. You need to write down your answer sentence. Amanda needs blank feet of ribbon. We need to get back in the habit of writing answer sentences. Area and perimeter answer sentences are usually a little bit trickier because you need to know 2 units. You need to know what's your unit of measure, foot, inches, meters, miles, whatever, and then whatever you're using. So in this case, we're using ribbons. So we need to know how many feet of ribbon. Alright, we got an answer sentence down? What would be the first model that you would likely draw? What would be the first model that you would likely draw? It is never just do some random math. You are going to do a model to make sure the math that you're doing is the right math. Kayla?
An array.
Probably not an array. Sam, sit down and then tell me what you're thinking. Probably some kind of box. Her poster is a 4x3 box. Y'all know what posters look like, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to draw my 4x3 poster. Please get in the habit of labeling all your dimensions, not just 2 sides, but all sides.
Hey, we already did this math.
Awesome. Here's my poster. A 4x3 poster. Now we have to decide what math am I going to do to solve this issue. To do that, I need to know what is she using this ribbon for. She plans to put a bright green ribbon around the edge of her poster. So I know her ribbon is not going to cover the poster. It's going to go around the edge of her poster. Correct? That would make no sense if she just put ribbon all over her poster. She lose ribbon or she lose dog?
She was the dog.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense to put ribbon, lost ribbon. No, that would not make sense. What math can I use now to figure out how much ribbon she needs? Ribbon is only where that green is, so what math am I going to use to figure that out? McKenna, what you think?
Multiplication.
What are you going to multiply? Why?
Because it's our 2 dimensions.
So? If your answer is because the numbers are there, that is never a good enough reason. Lucy, what do you think?
Multiplication is when
Okay? So what am I going to do here? Just 4 plus 3? Hmm? Stop. Just 2 sides? Just because you make a box does not mean you multiply. Am I putting ribbon all up in the inside? No. No. So am I going to make an array? No. So am I going to multiply? No. I'm going to do, here's 3 feet. I'm going to measure that ribbon. 3 feet done. Then I'm going to go up this side. Here's another 4 feet of ribbon. Now I'm going to go across. There's another 3 feet of ribbon. And then finally I'm going to go down my final side. Here is my equation. 3 feet plus 4 feet plus 3 feet plus 4 feet. No. That. Aiden, is there a reason you're not writing this down? I didn't think so. You have to think what makes sense. Does it make sense that I'm filling up my entire poster with ribbon?
No. They wouldn't see the
No, then I'm not going to be multiplying. Just because you have a box does not mean you multiply. In this case, I needed to know how much ribbon was going around the outside, so I was trying to figure out the perimeter. What is the total amount of ribbon going around my outside that sheet? Total amount. Natalie? 14. Remember, I didn't use the whole squares to fill it in, so I can just use the unit. I don't have to say unit squared. So Amanda needs 14 feet of ribbon. 3rd graders get tricked all the time. You guys get lazy and you say, oh, it's a box, let me multiply some stuff. Don't do that. Think. Think. Grace, what you need? You're the same equation, yeah.
Because it has the same perimeter.
They have the same dimensions, yes. Sam? Or if that's that important to you. Okay? We're good?